Hello and welcome to the Profitable PR Show, where you get big visibility through the power of publicity. How are you today? I'm going to let you know that I did something crazy this morning. I heard on Times Radio Stig Abel and Asma Mir talking about wild swimming and about how annoying they find wild swimmers, because what they do is apparently people dip into the water, dip out, and then they just brag that they've gone wild swimming. I love a bit of river swimming. I love a bit of wild swimming. And I thought, I had actually planned to go swimming this morning, but then I thought, well, can I be bothered? Should I go to the gym and go to a nice pool swim? So I heard this piece on the radio and I thought, that's kicked me right into going up the river. So basically, I went to the river and swam a mile on my own. With a tow float, so it's all right. And basically the river has got no current whatsoever. It's just a beautiful river, and it's in Constable Country in Dedham. It is so stunning. I'm still warming up from it. My feet are just about warmed up from it, but it's just beautiful. And it's really important to do this for Mental Health Week, Mental Health Year, one's mental health full stop. So if anybody fancies doing a cold dip, and you can do it the Stig Abel anti-way, which he dislikes, literally going to a river, dipping, and then coming out, dip in there for like 2 or 3 minutes or however many minutes you can face and come out again. Why not? It's really good for you. Anyways, that's my exciting update of this morning. I was really proud of myself having done that, because I actually used to river swim every single week in lockdown, and then I kind of got out of the habit of it. Anyway, and I was in the press about it a few weeks ago. So, sometimes your hobbies can actually be a way to get into the press. But today I wanted to talk to you about 9, there's probably loads more, but I'm just going to give you 9 ways that you can get some publicity, or rather 9 ways to PR you, okay? I've actually got a calendar. It's the 31-day self-promo calendar. Maybe I'm going to do a challenge, because it's so helpful. Because if you think, oh my God, I need to do some promotion, actually self-promo is not all about you going, hey, I'm amazing. There's loads of different ways about doing it. So if you want to know about how to self-promote with ease, and so that you don't have blank canvasitis when it's like, oh my God, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? I have got the perfect thing to give you. Enough of that. I just want to let you know that PR stands for public relations. So that is you putting yourself out there. And it's you putting yourself out there beyond social media. So it's you having clients finding you in places where you've never heard of, or in places which is literally beyond your social media reach. So here are a few things. Okay, I've got 9 to give you a list of. So number 1, can you be securing a speaking gig? Okay, so when I was running my knitwear business, very, very early on, I was invited by a networking group, and they said, Amanda, I want you to share your story of how you have set up your business. So no matter where you are on your journey of running your business, you can give talks. That can be a speaking gig. Then you can even go higher and higher and higher, and then, pitch to speak at one of those massive business events. So, just take baby steps, and then you'll be able to get there. It's really good for the experience. And actually, when I was pregnant with my daughter, Nina, who is now 15, I attended a business course, how to set up your own business. So that was 15 years ago, obviously. And God, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, sorry. And then we had a woman come on to give us a marketing talk about how we can then promote our businesses. And it was so weird, because when I was in that meeting or in that training, I thought, I really want to do this kind of thing. And I thought, she's not very inspirational. And I just thought, I want to be where you are. I want to be teaching people. But at that stage, I was running a business selling knitwear, or I was about to set up a business selling knitwear. So it's nothing to do with it, but it's really weird how you have these little thoughts, and then one day they come true. So anyway, so basically, during that course, I finished off doing my How to Set Up Your Own Business course. Saw that woman giving the marketing talk, thought, yes, that seed was sown. And then about 2 or 3 or 4 months later, or was it a year later, I got a call from the tutor of the course and said, Amanda, I'd like you to give a talk about the difference between PR and advertising. And the reason is because I had done so much publicity for my knitwear business. And I thought, no, I can't. I don't have the confidence. No way can I actually go and give a talk about PR and advertising. So I actually thought of saying no to him. I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. And then I thought, do you know what? Get out of your comfort zone and do something which really challenges you. So it was a real challenge. I loved doing it. It was so good. Because obviously I had to research how to do it and then I had to kind of learn how to deliver. So a speaking gig can be you PRing yourself. And why? Because you're going to be on stage and you're going to be sharing your expertise in whatever field you're doing. And then some of the people listening or watching you might think, God, I really need a bit of that. I really need some of her knitwear, or I'd really like some of her expertise on X, Y, and Z. So a speaking gig is great. Another way you can get PR for yourself is within like your business communities is to offer your services to do an expert speaking slot. So that means you might know some people who run Facebook groups or they run memberships, and you can offer to give, a small talk, a 15-minute talk, a 20-minute talk, 30-minute talk, whatever, and you can give a talk sharing your expertise. So if anybody's out there needing somebody who needs to give a PR talk, I can do it for 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20, for an hour. Let me know, and I'm here. My hand's here. Another way to get press is having an interview on a podcast. So pitch yourself to speak on a podcast. I do love the Joan and Jericha show, but I don't really think that's going to be relevant for my business. Has anybody else watched Joan and Jericha? It is hysterical. I was listening to it this morning en route to the river swim. So yeah, try and get a speaking gig on a podcast. I've actually been on about 3 or 4 now, and I love them. People make such amazing, interesting questions when they're interviewing you. And actually what I need to do, my bad, is on my website is to have a podcast list so people can actually hear the podcasts and follow them. So that's another thing. So pitch yourself to podcasts, okay? Thought leadership articles. So if you're a thought leader, why not pitch your ideas? Don't send the whole article, but pitch the nuggets of your ideas to the journalists who are, looking, or the publications which might be interested in your thought leadership articles. Another way to get into the press to secure some PR is to do some commentary on the TV, radio, or indeed online or offline in print. So that is, if you're hearing something which is breaking news. For example, I saw an incredible client yesterday who is all about hydrogen fuel cells, and she was telling me about how much money how many billions or how many millions of pounds could be saved by using hydrogen fuel cells, as opposed to the traditional way that we are doing in terms of, doing waste disposal. And then all of our waste, for example, plastics, food waste, and all the rest of it can be made into hydrogen fuel cells, which means we're going to cut down on the carbon emissions. Anyway, today, Jacob Rees-Mogg was talking about reducing carbon emissions or whatever. He was talking, I can't remember exactly what he was talking about. I think my client needs to now pitch her piece. Oh, no, that's right. It was all about the windfall tax. Yeah. Anyway, it's also to do with the environment. So my client who wants to do a bit of whistleblowing, I think she needs to be speaking up and saying, I am an expert here. I want to talk about how exactly the government can be saving millions and millions of pounds. So that's the commentary piece. And also yesterday I heard on the radio about the employment figures that employment is at not an all-time high, but employment figures are steady and stable. And I've got a client who is I've got 2 clients who are recruitment experts, so they could be pitching to speak and to talk about that. Or you might have some press because you might be breaking news. You might be suddenly launching the most incredible product. Hint, hint. Here is an incredible product. I saw this lady yesterday. She has a company called MySpike. Let me see, I've got it here. I'm going to be sampling it tonight. It's such a great product. Basically, if you haven't seen it before, you need to get it. Here we are. Look at this, right? This product, MySpike, is going to save you 20 to 30 minutes of cooking time. If you're cooking a roast chicken or cooking any piece of meat, you can put baked potatoes on it, pumpkins, you name it. It's the best product since sliced bread. That it really is. And then it's even got a mitt when you want to get it out of the oven. You can do shawarma kebabs. You can do anything on it, indeed. And so we're going to be helping her Viva to get into the press, because this is such a fantastic product. So watch your telly screens. You're going to be seeing that on a telly screen very soon. So that is breaking news, because it's a brand new product, and well, it's not a brand new product, but she's just literally been winning some awards. So I think she needs to get into the press for this. And why is it going to get into the press? Because basically we've got the crisis going on right now, the cost of living crisis. Everybody's buying air fryers. This, okay, including a fantastic bag of seasoning, is 31 quid. Okay, this is going to save you so much money. And we're going to test it tonight, because I only literally had it yesterday. Okay, that's £31. And for that, is, you know, don't bother getting an air fryer. Basically save money by using that, because it's going to cut down so much cooking time. So that's a fantastic product. So that's breaking news. Well, it's not really breaking news, but it's kind of like being relevant to what's going on right now. Another way for press coverage is for you to secure a TED Talk, or to pitch to a TED Talk. If you don't get the first TED Talk that you pitch to, try and try again, okay? As one of the ladies said in The Apprentice, NO stands for new opportunity. So if you do get rejected, keep on trying. Maybe that pitch wasn't quite right. Maybe they were looking for different kinds of stories or whatever. Keep pitching. So TED Talks, yes, go for them. Another way you can get into the press is a profile piece about you, the entrepreneur. Everybody loves to hear the loops and hoops that you've actually had to jump through in order to actually become an entrepreneur. And they're always really inspirational stories. So see whether you can write up, do some bullet points about your journey and pitch it, and see whether it might be relevant. There might be things which are going to be relevant to a certain publication. It might be you might be running a family business, and there are certain family run publications. See what's interesting in your story that'd be really good to share. And then if you have a product, rather like my Spike, yeah, this will be perfect for the shopping pages. I know that people are still looking, journalists are still actually looking for Christmas present, quirky, different Christmas presents. So that could go for the shopping pages. I know that also, obviously, in August and July, the glossy magazines are shooting their Christmas in July and August, but there is still time. When I was selling my knitwear, I was literally still pitching and getting my products into the press, my knitwear into the press, I think up until the 15th of December. So there are still ways to get into the press. So all I want to say is good luck, go for it. If you need any help, if you'd like some help, I have got various products starting from £99, okay, upwards, all the way up to 15k for my help and services. We've got very affordable ones. If you want much more hand-holding, we've got more in-depth ones, one-on-one ones. Just let me know. So book a call on amandapr.com/apply. I hope you've enjoyed all my tips today. Oh, and by the way, a quick thing. Why don't you share it? If you've liked it, share it with your community. And that's you doing some PR for me. Muchas gracias.